Hi guys, this is FD for Sage5.tv once more back with another video, and today we are going to be looking at what makes a good project. It's nothing tricky. We are going to explore the trilemma concept and its relationship to the blockchain, how the trilemma affects the blockchain. So what makes a good project? This is such a broad topic with so many angles of approach. Let's look at it from the so-called trilemma concept. Trilemma is the belief that decentralized networks can only provide two of three benefits at any given time with respect to decentralization, security, and scalability. Following on to this, an entire niche of the crypto space has emerged to try and attempt to address the so-called trilemma. You have the proof of stake, side chains, sharding, and so forth. Guys, please note that what I'm sharing with you here today is not financial advice. All I'm doing today, I'm sharing with you my own opinions and my own take and views on things. If you do require financial advice, please go and approach someone who is trained to give you financial advice. I'm just here to share some of my knowledge with you guys, some of the research I do from time to time, and this information you must treat it as just for entertainment as well as educational purposes. Now that is out of the way, let's proceed. So what is your favorite decentralized crypto project? What are the reasons why you like it so much more than others? Take Bitcoin for example. How does it fare when it comes to the trilemma? To try and understand this, let's step back a bit and dive into some of the brief history around the blockchain trilemma. Some time back, a computer boffin named Eric Brewer developed the CAP. He developed the CAP theorem to articulate the challenges posed by trying to optimize all three tenets or guarantees of the distributed networks, which are consistency, availability, and partition tolerance. Hence the acronym CAP. C stands for consistency, A for availability, and P for partition tolerance. Blockchain trilemma extends these into decentralization, security, and scaling. Centralized networks are dominated by client-server relationships. On the other hand, public blockchain networks utilize decentralized consensus mechanisms via widely distributed nodes to ensure that they remain resilient, permissionless, transparent, censorship-resistant, all the while remaining equitable. We are going to use some of the top cryptocurrency blockchains or networks and how they fare when it comes to addressing the trilemma, which is decentralization, security, and scaling. Let's start with Bitcoin. Bitcoin, we know, is the daddy of the space, and it was designed around the proof-of-work consensus mechanism. Bitcoin is a proof-of-work blockchain. It is decentralized and secure, but it is only able to process approximately 7 transactions per second, so it suffers from scalability. So that is Bitcoin. It covers the other two, decentralization and security, but when it comes to scaling, it suffers a lot. Again, guys, some of these concepts like decentralization is relative. No blockchain can claim to be 100% decentralized because there is always a way, even if it's only in theory, there is always a way where a blockchain or a network can be compromised. So when people say, or when you hear teams talk about 100% decentralized, take that with a pinch of salt. Even Bitcoin can be compromised when it comes to decentralization. And then we go on to Ethereum, which is the number 2 of the space. So with ETH is a proof of work blockchain just like Bitcoin. It is decentralized and secure, but it is only able to process approximately 15 transactions per second. So it suffers from scalability. And if you've used ETH or you've been in this space for a while, you will know that there's been plenty of talk around gas wars with respect to Ethereum. When the network is overloaded, when it's during peak times, the network struggles to scale. And a case in point is what happened a few days ago, where ApeCoin, which is linked to the Bored Ape Yacht Club, when it launched its metaverse, the network struggled. There were people paying hundreds of thousands for transactions to go through. Some actually paid them. Other transactions just failed. So that goes to show that Ethereum struggles to scale when it's called upon to do so. That probably explains why Ethereum or the Ethereum community is attempting transition to proof of stake. That could be one of the reasons. Then let's go on to Solana. Solana, a proof of history blockchain with a reported TPS or transaction per second of around 65,000. I'm sure I've heard a lot more than that, but I'll go with the 65,000 transactions per second. It is one of the fastest blockchains currently available, but it suffers from lack of decentralization and to an extent security. For those who are in the know or you've been in the space for quite some time, you will probably be familiar with the kill switch or an on-off switch when it comes to Solana. Each time when the network goes down or the blockchain goes down, people are running around trying to garner all the nodes to switch off and reboot. Now, if it's a decentralized blockchain network, that should not be possible. It's only possible because Solana is heavily centralized. Hence, they can get away with things like that. Each to their own, right? So Solana, while it can scale, again, those figures might be debatable at a technical level. And it's also worth noting that Solana uses a different consensus mechanism in proof of history. Solana suffers from decentralization as well as security, because if nodes can come together and switch the network off and then switch it back on, it means if they don't agree with something, they might as well just do that. So that is a red flag. Let's go on to Polkadot. Polkadot, a nominated proof of stake. So this is another version of the proof of stake consensus mechanism. It's a nominated proof of stake blockchain with its twin blockchain in one, i.e. the relay chain and the parachain. So Polkadot's design architecture has got what is known as the relay chain, which deals with security and all transactions that permanently reside on the relay chain, and then everything else is taking place on parachains. These are independent projects that are onboarded or plugged onto the relay chain. So Polkadot manages to address the security part extensively because of the separation, the transactions from the rest of the ecosystem. Scaling is subject to the parachain's architecture, so any project that plugs onto the Polkadot network must be designed to scale. Of course, Polkadot can only facilitate, but it does not implement scalability. It's down to the parachain. Scaling is subject to the parachain's architecture. The nominated proof of stake, or NPOS as it is usually referred to, means there is less nodes actually validating the transactions, which makes it less decentralized. Because nominators, they nominate a validator, and then the validator is the one that is responsible for validating transactions. So you might have hundreds of thousands of nominators, but they might all be delegating to a single validator. So that also makes it less decentralized, because I think it can handle up to 100 validators, if my recollection is correct here. I think it can go up to 100 validators. It might be more. Again, guys, don't forget to click like and subscribe, and as well as click that notification bell. And if the stuff I'm sharing with you here today is incorrect in some way, please help us to improve our research and the information we hold. You can comment down below and I'll try and respond as efficient as I can. Okay, let's go on to Avalanche. Avalanche is a proof of stake blockchain. It performs moderately on scalability, and again, it has been known to slow down during times of heavy traffic. And decentralization is also compromised by the control exerted on the network by the team and or the foundation. This is the AVAX lab. I think they've got a lot of clout when it comes to the running of the network. It does, however, claim to have up to 4,000 nodes across the globe. Security may invariably suffer when it comes to Avalanche. So it does well on scalability. It's iffy, okay, because we know it used to struggle a lot. I don't think that has changed yet. Decentralization, they claim, but we think the foundation or Avalab have got so much clout when it comes to the running of that network. I will not be surprised if they can also appoint or nominate nodes or validators. That's quite possible. Okay. Now we go on to Cardano. Cardano, a proof of stake blockchain. It is currently not scalable enough to match its competitor. We know that because when the first dApp launched on Cardano, that was SundaeSwap, it struggled. The network almost came to a standstill and very few transactions went through. But things have been changing because the team behind the development of the Cardano blockchain have been increasing the block sizes. This is IOG. They've been improving the block sizes, increasing them from time to time in between epochs. So Cardano is, however, more decentralized than any of its rivals. It claims to have 100% of the nodes being run by the community. But again, like I said before, when a project claims to be 100% decentralized, you got to take that with a pinch of salt, because when it comes to Cardano, you will find that some staking pools, they can open multiple pools. So it will be one staking pool, but it will have like 6 staking pools. They all belong to one. So just imagine if you have a number of those that come together. I know it's not easy and it won't be cheap, but theoretically it's still possible. You cannot rule that out because of the structure and how Cardano does its staking. It uses the Ouroboros-Praos consensus mechanism, which is considered a highly scalable, innovative, and secure methodology to construct a proof-of-stake blockchain-based system. So we know Cardano is one of the creators or early adopters of the proof-of-stake. It has made it work, and this Ouroboros consensus mechanism, I also understand that Polkadot use a version of that, power their own blockchain. So Cardano could be onto something here. And the fact that this consensus mechanism is also considered to be highly scalable and secure means Cardano's current problems with scaling are going to be a thing of the past very soon, as in when the next hard fork, the Vassal hard fork, is implemented. I think they will get over that. And there is talk of millions of transactions per second. I don't know how accurate that will be, but if that is the case, this is it. You got your winner. Note that these are just a few blockchains we have featured in this video. There are plenty more utilizing other types of consensus mechanisms that we have not covered here. Do you have any preferences as to what type of consensus mechanism your favorite project should use? Are you in it for the tech? Are you in crypto for the tech? Will the Trilemma be be an issue for you when it comes to investing in each of the projects we have highlighted in this video, or for that matter, any other project. Is decentralization an issue? Is security an issue? Is scalability an issue? Which of these guarantees is more important for you when investing within the crypto space? Which of the different types of consensus mechanism do you think will stand the test of time? Comment down below. Guys, thank you very much for joining us today. This is FD for Sage5.tv signing out. Until next time, guys, thank you very much. Bye for now.